Today's not going according to plan, but that's okay. Hello everyone, thank you for being here. This week's video is going to be a little bit different. And no, I don't mean because of my ever-changing background. I'm still trying to figure out this room, bear with me. So about a month ago, I was given the opportunity to model for one of my favorite shops, Die With Your Boots On, located in Salem, Massachusetts. If you're a friend of the channel, you might remember Dwebo as the local woman-owned goth shop that provides most of my most iconic outfits, including this one, which makes me feel like a vampire hunter. You know, like a vampire hunter who is also a vampire. Like, Last week's video was a haul from them, and in that video I mentioned that I was going to be doing a vlog because I had recently modeled for them. And, well, yeah, you're caught up, here we are. Since then, I'm sure some of you who follow them on their social media and keep up with their website updates may have seen this mean mug on there. In fact, I think the first picture or set of pictures went up in between me filming, editing, and posting that video last week. So, yeah. Do you want to be on camera? This is Miss Stragua. She's like 14. She is a little weirdo. I'm going to let Daddy do his work now. Goodbye. But because I'm really excited about them and this whole experience, I'm going to still show them in this video because I can do whatever I want. Now, to be blunt, I have never done anything like this before. The closest I've ever come to modeling is probably cosplay photo shoots when I was like 15. So it doesn't really count. And I'm pretty sure that in the last like 6 years, the only person other than myself who's taken a picture of me is probably my boyfriend Trevor, who, by the way, filmed a lot of the B-roll for this video, so thanks, babe. But if I'm being honest, this is something I've always been interested in doing and something I'd always wanted to do, so I'm really excited to get this opportunity. So, on the morn of Saturday, 3rd of April, we set out on our roughly 30-minute journey to Salem. Now, if you'd like some insight into my psyche, regardless of the fact that my close good friend Ash was going to be taking the photos, and my other close good friend and Ash's partner Cooper was going to be my co-model for that day, I was still so freaking nervous. So our shoot was scheduled for 4 p.m., but because Trevor and I love Salem so much, we decided to leave our house around 11 and get there around 11:30, 11:45, so that we could hit up some of the shops that we haven't been able to go to recently because of the pandemonium. You know what I'm talking about. Then, a little before 4, because I have anxiety and executive functioning issues, we arrived at the Dwebo warehouse to get situated with the outfits we were going to be wearing and to kind of introduce myself and Trevor to Amber and Nick, who run the shop. And because we were meeting Amber and Nick for the first time, I kind of felt like it might be a little rude to put a camera in their face, so I didn't have Trevor film anything of this section, so sorry about that. Maybe if I get invited back. But this was kind of a last-minute idea for a video. I was sort of like 2 days before, like, you know, I think people might be interested in seeing this. So, here we are. So Cooper and I each got to put together 5 outfits using the clothing that Amber had picked out for us. One thing I was really excited about right off the bat was not only did I have a lot of options to choose from, but a lot of these clothes were swooshy and feminine and androgynous looking, which I had really appreciated because that's how I personally would dress. I find that I feel more comfortable in clothing that is genderless or gender neutral. Outfits and clothes that kind of walk that line between feminine and masculine. I mean, look at what I'm wearing right now. Also because I feel like people are going to ask. To clarify, I identify as a gay man, I use he, him pronouns, but I also very strongly identify as gender non-conforming. I think I'm going to make a video in Pride Month talking about this in more detail and what it means to me. Until then, here's a really, really high-level definition. Gender non-conforming means someone's outward expression doesn't necessarily match the cultural or societal norms that dictate what that person's gender identity is supposed to look like. Things like men have to wear pants and women have to have long hair. In reality, we all could do all those things. Like I said, I'm going to be doing a video going into more detail in the future, but that's not really what this video is about, and I think it would take the length of a video to explain everything down to a baseline level. We will get there, I promise. Subscribe if that's a video you're interested in seeing. Anyway, once we got our outfits all picked out and loaded up into the car, we took the quick drive over to Harmony Grove Cemetery, where Dwebo often takes photos for their new product launches. Now, this cemetery is huge and it's absolutely beautiful. If you ever are in Salem, I would highly recommend you check out the Harmony Grove Cemetery. It's also directly next to a dispensary, so if you're interested in that kind of thing, kill two birds with one stone. Now, I don't know about you, but I love myself a good old-fashioned cemetery adventure. Maybe it's the goth in me, maybe it's the death enthusiast in me, but I always feel kind of chill and relaxed in a cemetery.
I just wanted to take a second to appreciate skinny boy. You're doing a good job. Real skinny boy. They keep talking about how we think that's a person every single time we look at it.
I thought that the trunk was coming down on my head just now.
I've also noticed that people who spend a lot of their life being considered outcasts or something of the like tend to gravitate towards things like cemeteries and museums because they have a sort of kinship with the idea of someone being left behind or forgotten. I don't know, at least that's my experience.
Ooh. Check you out.
I've never felt so cool, I'm gonna be honest.
Now, as you watch these clips, you might be saying, hey, Aaron, don't you have some of those clothes? Weren't they featured in your haul last week? Aren't you wearing one of them right now? The answer is yes. Again, I'm not being sponsored by them. I also don't think they know I'm making this video. Ash and Cooper know because I had to ask them because they were gonna be on camera, but I don't think anybody else does. So really what happened was I got the chance to try on some stuff that, because of COVID, I haven't been able to try on in over a year, but have been lusting over, for lack of a better term. So yeah, I bought like 80% of the stuff that I wore that day, and now it's all basically the only stuff I wear. There are a few things I've still yet to get, mainly these bell bottoms and this cardigan thing. They still elude me. But Aaron, you might be sitting there asking, you aren't wearing a mask. Was this COVID compliant? The short answer is yes. The long answer is we did wear masks. The only time that anyone was not wearing a mask was one person while their picture was taken. But even if we weren't, Ash and Cooper have been a part of our quarantine pod since the beginning of this whole thing. And we were shooting outside for this exact reason. So don't worry, everything's fine. Couldn't have been a more ideal situation. Also, I think at least 2 of us were vaccinated at that point. After a while of taking pictures, we went back to Ash and Cooper's house for a little outdoor dinner and sesh, if you know what I'm talking about. Also, we got to see our little baby fur niece, Lydia, and I would never pass up that opportunity because look at that face. How could you say no to that face?
Oh, there she goes.
Alright, it's time for the reveal of the final photos. all in all, this was a really fantastic day. I honestly think this is probably one of the highlights of the last year of my life, and I honestly feel like I really needed it. And I honestly have been missing my friends so much. Now that I'm vaccinated, and so are they, we're gonna be able to see each other again. But yeah, all in all, I had the best time doing this. Amber and Nick are a joy to work with, and I can't stress enough how open of an environment it was. I was so comfortable there. I didn't feel singled out for being plus size or for being androgynous or anything like that. I just felt very welcomed there, which was very nice, and I really appreciated it. And I would be more than happy to come back and do this again. So, you know, if any of you folks are watching, call me. I mean, you know, if you need me. Alright everybody, so that just about does it for this week's video. I hope you all enjoyed coming with me on this little adventure, and I hope we get to do some more adventure-y videos like this in the coming days as COVID kind of winds down. Here are my social media handles. You can follow me there. I will link them in the description below also. Remember to leave a like and hit subscribe if you want to see more videos like this, and not like this. Also, if you like this type of video or you have any feedback for me, please leave it in the comments. I'm really interested to hear what you guys have to say about the content that I've been making, and I want to figure out what videos to prioritize so that you guys get to see what you want to see. Also, just as a heads up, I might not be posting a video next week. If I do, it's going to be kind of a short little one. I have a project that I want to work on and get on the channel, so you will definitely have a video in 2 weeks. But if there's no video next week, hang tight, check my Instagram stories, I'll definitely keep you updated. But make sure you turn on notifications so that if I do post a video next week, you don't miss it. Okay, that's it. Bye!